This is my 2018 CRF250L. I've owned the 2014 CRF250L, and this is the 2018. They both have their flaws, and I honestly don't think that this is too much newer, so I have noticed a few different things. It feels a little bit lighter. This one we have a full titanium Yoshi RS4 on it. Heated grips, different handlebars, fender eliminator, just basic stuff. And I can notice a difference between power. I feel like this has a bit more power than the 2014 one does. Of course, it's got the Yoshi on it too. And really, one of the main things I noticed with the 2014 one, well, I mean, all of them, the stock exhaust is super heavy. You replace that, you get something like this, you really have a increase in torque right there. One thing I noticed is on the motorways, it's not very, I mean, it can keep up, but it's not as fast as that you'd really need it to be. Off-roading wise, this thing does okay. I mean, it could do better. It's pretty heavy, so if you're wanting to take it off something off-road, this is probably not. You might try the WR250, because this is not something that does, I mean, it does well on trails, but it doesn't do well. It doesn't do too well when you get to the more extreme type of stuff, and it's way too heavy to be messing around with that. So far, top speed wise, I've hit about 80. I hit about 80 miles per hour on it. I think it just feels like it gets up a little bit quicker too, but also, if you notice down there, this one has an aftermarket rear sprocket on it. I don't know if it went up, so, because I didn't own this before. Somebody else owned this before, so I'm not entirely sure. This is a really decent bike. I mean, it takes about a tenner to fill it up, but so not too much, and you can get a good range out of that too. They're really simple engines, easy to work on. You can do it all yourself. That's why I like them. They're really basic, just basic, and I think the design is really nice. Now, if you wanna talk about passengers, if you want to have a passenger on this, I'm not sure it's going to do too well. I've rode with passengers before, and it really kills the speed and the acceleration. This is just really, I mean, they made it for passengers, but unless you're just going to be riding through the city, you're not going to have a really good time with it. One thing that we did for the 2014 model is we swapped out the clutch springs and plates, and that has a significant difference, acceleration wise, torque wise, everything you could do. So that might be something if you guys have the 2014 one. This one I've not noticed anything. Oh, this one we have the ABS on it. You can also turn that off. I've noticed when I have it on, the front wheel feels a little off, but when I don't have it on, it just feels normal. So especially in the rain, it's kind of difficult with this bike. I don't know, I mean, I've also got knobbies on it too, but it feels a little sketchy with the ABS on in the rain. But other than that, I mean, it's a good bike. It feels comfortable. I'm 5'10", and I don't tiptoe it, but I am right there on the edge. Like when you sit down on it, I basically almost flat foot it. So you're 5'11", you flat foot it. It's a little bit tall of a bike. Overall, this bike is a really well-rounded bike. I mean, it's something that you could start off with and be completely fine as a beginner bike. If you're taller, of course, it doesn't have too much torque, and I mean, just enough, and that's not going to take off on you. I got these handguards on it. These handguards, they don't cost much, but they do a really good job on protecting the levers, especially if you go down. Another thing I did with my 2014 was I swapped out the mirrors. But honestly, these mirrors do a pretty dang good job, not gonna lie. They do a pretty decent job. So, and this thing, you even have a helmet lock here too. So, pretty decent. Front suspension, everybody says it's a little soft. Yeah, it is a little soft, but it's decent. It's not bad. I don't think you can get much better than that, but